whatever.
So let's go back a little bit to Moilad. At least now we know what Moilad is. I went to shul for 46 years, and the guy said Moilad is 32 chalakim. I was like, okay, I have no idea what he's talking about. Now I understand what he's saying.
Impossible.
Oh, 32 chalakim, you're right. Why? No, it's divisible by 32. Good.
Yeah, but
He never said it.
maximum is 18.
18 chalakim, but you could do
The
this.
brisk is a very good halakim. I'm a guy in the shul. One time I said, the Ador, I looked at the loch, and I said that the boiler would be this.
You thought nobody's listening.
Oh, you have listened to the boiler? And then comes and says, das gemacht dazu ist. You made the definite, the halakim that doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah, promise.
What'd you do?
He's brisk.
Which shul is this? Which shul is this in Teshmon?
We got enough to go there.
What?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to describe today's daf. It's more like I guess it's a gadta. It's a gadta. It's not a gadta.
Halakim are right.
It's pretty much a gadta. Let's call it a gadta. If you have a different description, let me know afterwards. Says
it's a 10-minute daf.
what?
It's a 10-minute
Who says?
Get that water down there.
Just to read it. Says the Mishnah. Again, continuing with the theme, the minimums and the maximums through Shas. On any individual day, there was a minimum of 21 tikiyos in the Beis Hamikdash. So basically, when they opened up the gates of the Beis Hamikdash, there was 3, and then every Hamid of Shachris and Ben Arbayim, there was another 9, for a total of 21. There are days that have 48 and even more sometimes. Basically, the case that the Mishnah is talking about, Rashi doesn't want to get into it. He says, go look over there in Perek HaChalal. So if you go look over there, you'll see it's if you have Friday on Sukkot. So Friday on Sukkot, you have, because it's Friday, the 6th kiyos that they call in the people that it's Erev Shabbos, you have to stop working. In addition to the Musaf of Sukkot, the Musaf is like another 9. Bekitz, you get to 48. But there is a day on Pesach that has even more. But that day only happens every couple of years, so Mamela, it's not mentioned. The Friday on Sukkot always happens. You always have a Friday on Sukkot. Fine. So the max is 48 on a regular year. So the Beis Hamikdash, they had an orchestra, and in the orchestra they had at least 2 nevalim. And there's never more than 6. Rashi says, I don't know why. I have no idea why. Some want to explain because it's just too much. It's too much noise. It's like to have too many of one thing in a like that nevalim in a band is no good.
Bagpipe.
Some people say it's a bagpipe.
But did it depend
I'm not sure. I don't know that they know for sure. It's something like a bat. No, it's not a bagpipe. Some say that's the same. It's a machlokes and it's the same, but it's not. What's the same? If it's the same thing as a harp, navel. No, we're not going that it's the same. So Mela, it could be like a bag, something like a
David and Melch
bagpipe.
played a lute.
What?
David and Melch played a
You
lute.
didn't play the bagpipes, that's for sure.
That's for sure not. But
not?
it says over
Because
here
it says
lute.
that the
who?
wind would
A
come.
lute.
A
would
lute?
come and
Does it have a
blow on the
picture?
strings.
Yeah, lute's like a,
That's
it's
like
a bag.
bellow,
Not on
but
the.
Yeah.
The wind didn't
Like a
come.
bag.
it
Go.
makes it no.
It didn't happen. The wind came when it was.
It depended on what was happening in the Beis Hamikdash, depending on how many musicians were there?
Wind can't make strings.
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
Available?
We'll see when they played this exactly.
It's if they were accompanying a choir.
The Nevalim actually they played it all the time. But when they brought the
Think of
korbanos,
violin.
so they had accompanying orchestra when they brought korbanos. That was on a daily basis.
Bagpipes as well.
Accompanying a
It's a
choir.
wind instrument.
Yeah.
As soon as wind goes
Go
on,
into it as far as you want.
Right.
Unless you're doing it in a special way. You make
That we're gonna have tomorrow if it's balanced, not. But yeah,
If you don't,
you're saying too many could be overpowering to the human voices.
the only way is if
I'm
you
pretty
don't use your
certain
mouth in a certain
that
way.
the
A wind can blow as hard as it
that
wants.
the
Won't make any
Beis
noise.
were tins with
Much
coins.
easier for wind to make noise than guitar.
Well, what?
And
Can I,
also,
what'd you say?
They had
She is
tins
not going to be 10 minutes.
going around collecting money. That was the symbol.
That was there.
Anyways, they have to have, it can't be more than 6.
Not more than 6.
Bagpipes,
Ein
harps.
poichasim shnei chalilin. Chalilin, you guys know what it is. from the famous Niggin.
Kino.
Kitzer, I was gonna bring it actually.
You recognize it, whatever.
It's from one of those. It's a competitions movie.
I'll recognize the face.
Yeah, the other Jewish movie maker. No, it's a Kitzer. Chol has a beautiful.
Titanic.
Chol has a beautiful sound.
It's a flute.
It's a flute. So you have at least 2 flutes. This only occurs 12 days a year, the flute. And you don't have more than 12 flutes in the 12 days that the Gemara is going to describe. The Mishnah also, but the Gemara elaborates a little bit. This means Erev Yantiv, Erev Pesach, when they shecht the carbon Pesach the first time, meaning Yud Daled Nisan, Ubeshchitas Pesach Sheni, and the second time they shecht the carbon Pesach on Yud Daled Iyar, Ubeyantav Arachin Shel Pesach on the first day of Pesach, Ubeyantav Shel Atzeres, and Shavuos, Ubeshmones Yemei Chag, and all 8 days of Sukkot. If we stop right here, does anybody know why? If you didn't learn the Daf yesterday, if you didn't, all you guys that learned the Daf, you don't count. Why don't we say Hallel, full Hallel on Pesach?
Sorry.
No. Not bad. That's not what the Gemara says, but not bad. That's what the Medrash says. Yeah, what? That's the Medrash, yeah. Very good. Okay. Now, the Mishnah calls the Cholel an Abuv, and we wouldn't use this flute made out of copper. You would think that copper is more appropriate for the Beis HaMikdash. Elo ba'abuv shel kana, they use the simple reed. We have to go with practicality, and it's a lot. The sound that comes out of the simple reed is a lot nicer than the beautiful piece of copper. So this is interesting for people that have choirs. So you finish off the song, the Mishnah says, with one instrument, according to Rashi at least. So you have the whole band, you have a bunch of chalilim, flutes, and when you finish it off, at the end, everybody stops and then one flute just
carries it.
finishes it off. That's how it sounds nice. Now there's a 3-way machlokes in the Mishnah who exactly plays these flutes. It goes from Avdei Kohanim Hayu. These are literally slaves. Aviknani used to be a guy. Now he's chai b'mitzvahs. He gonna even play the flute. Divrei Reb Meir. Rabbi Yossi Omer mishpachas beis pegorim u beis tzipario me emum hoymesim lakuno. These are the most chasheva mishpachas of Yisrael that even kohanim would marry into their families. They had a lot of yichos. They were Yisraelim, but they were very yichos.
And they played the
flutes. Not all. No.
Just
All the instruments in the Beis Hamikdash, it was only Levim. When it comes to flutes, there was some sort of exception. They had to be Levim. So it's either Levim, Yisraelim, or even Avodim Ketnanim. Says the Gemara, Masnisna Loiker Reb Yehuda, the Sanya Reb Yehuda Omer HaPoiches LeYivches Misheva. So really, Reb Yehuda and the Mishnah are saying the same thing in terms of the amount of sounds that we make. According to Reb Yehuda, it's 7. The Mishnah says 21. But 7 consists of 3 sounds. Tekiah, teruah, tekiah is 3, times 7 is 21. So in terms of the amount of kolos that they had in the Beis Hamikdash, they're the same. What's the nafkamina? We're going to see in a second. So again, 3 times 16 is 48. So they don't argue in the type of kolos and how many, just how it's done. But the question is, if the 3 sounds consist of 1 sound, are they considered 1 sound halachically or not? So if you pause in between the sounds, do you ruin it or not? My time of the Rabbi Yehuda ksiv utkatem trua. It says tkiya and then trua, and then it says uksiv trua yisku lochem. First it says trua, then tkiya. Shma mino tkiya utrua tkiya chodehi. So you learn from the psukim that it's, or in the pasuk, that it's 1. The pasuk doesn't tell us that it's considered one koil. The pasuk tells you how to do the koilos. First, you need a tekiah. Then comes every time you have a true, you have a tekiah before, the tekiah after. Rabbanan Maitamayu, Dichsiv ubahakilas alcohol tisku v'loisariu. When Moshe Rabbeinu gathers Klal Yisrael, he blows on a trumpet. It says mefurish, do a tekiah, not a trua. V'yisol kedaydach tekiah trua, tekiah chadahi. And if you hold that it's one, Omer Achmona Avid Palgid the mitzvah. Does it make sense that the Torah should say, break up the mitzvah? The mitzvah is every time you do a tekiah, every time there's a tekiah, there should be a trua. Trua should be a tekiah. Why should you just do a tekiah without a trua? Rabbi Yehuda Simon Balmu. He's just calling people. It was a bell to call people. It wasn't a mitzvah to blow a shofar. So if you want to get people, you want their attention, you blow a shofar. That didn't happen to be a mitzvah. Chacham hold it is a mitzvah.
Are we talking about the same thing? Here we're talking about shofar, and here we're talking about the trumpets.
You asked the question last time. So you're
I don't remember the answer.
Guess you don't have the answer.
No, that, right. No, there is enough community between a chatzotros and a whatever they were using. But
comparing
right, but the Torah says
the lining.
tekiah not true. The Torah is telling you in terms of the sounds that you make, that it's a different kli. But why should the sounds be different? Why should you make a tekiah without a trua? If the Torah always calls a tekiah and a trua one, so why all of a sudden are you breaking it up? The answer to the Gemara is that you're right. We're using a different instrument to perform a different malacha function. So therefore, it's different. So if I ask you the question, what's the answer? Rav Kahana says, who does this halacha go like? That you can't pause in between a tekiah and a trua. Kiman Kirb Yehuda goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. Pshita, of course. Rabbi Yehuda is the one that says that it's one mitzvah, so then you can't pause. Of course, it doesn't go according to the Chachamim. Mao the same afilu kirabona nasya. So according to, I would think that it goes even according to Chachamim. And Rav Kahana was just saying, don't think that the halacha is like Rabbi Yochanan. The halacha is like Rabbi Avo. The what? The fukim of Rabbi Yochanan, the Omar. Shama teisha tkiyos b'teisha shoyis bayoim yotah. On Rosh Hashanah, midaraisa, you have to hear 3 koilos times 3 for the 3 tefillos that we have, right? Zechron is shofars. So you have tkiyah, trua, tkiyah. That's it. We add a ton of koilos to it, but midaraisa you need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Says Rabbi Yochanan, I can hear tkiyah an hour later, trua an hour later, tkiyah. He's on the opposite side of Rabbi Yehuda. So I think that Rav Kahana was saying, it doesn't have to be nothing. Just make sure it's not a long pause. What's a long pause? Tekiah, true tekiah. That's the shear of a long pause is the shear of all the koilos together. Don't do that. But if you want to take like some sort of in-between break, that's okay. Komash Malani is saying, no, you can't break at all.
It's like a view though.
Yeah, and that's review. Maybe that's what Rav Kahana was really saying. That you don't have to be mamish so makbeh not to make any breaks. Just don't make very long breaks. But that doesn't fit into his words. So l'maisa lahalacha there's machlokes rishonim. Even though we don't pass him like Rabbi Yehuda, there's machlokes rishonim whether Rabbi Yehuda meant he can't breathe at all. You have to go tekiah true tekiah in one shot, or you're allowed to take a breath. It didn't mean, because it's almost impossible to do. It's very hard. To blow a tekiah and then a trua and a tekiah without breathing is very difficult. Did Rabbi Yehuda really mean that? Or he just meant, don't take more than a breath. Don't wait 3 seconds. But you can take a quick breath. In between a tekiah and a trua. What?
And then Rabbanan would be what?
No, you can take long breaths, just not as long as a tekiah, trua, tekiah. Let's say tekiah, trua, tekiah takes 15 seconds. Look in shul, it takes it could take 7 seconds, whatever. Don't take that long of a break. You can take a 3-second break. Shneim Osor Yoim Bashona Make B'Cholol. There were 12 days a year that they played the flute. Maishnahani. Why dafke 12 days? Hoyil v'yochid goymer b'Make. You bang, but they would make noise by the mizbeach. Hoyil v'yochid goymer b'M. Why use such a lashon?
Why is it called bang if you blow in it?
That's what he's asking. Maybe the sound was so strong that the mizbeach vibrated.
You bang with the finger on the hill.
Oh, that's the pshat.
What?
Right, he's
Finger
right.
on the holes.
I learned it yesterday. I forgot. Good, it's true. You go like this. You bang your finger. Yeah.
You just say menagin.
It's more of a press than a bang.
Yeah, it's
That
not
shows you
bad.
how hard
It's
the
menagin.
is supposed to
You play
be.
with
No,
it.
but if you don't hear if
Play
you're
with
deaf to the sound coming out of the flute, you'll hear like you'll hear the finger
No, you
hitting
won't.
the thing.
No, you won't.
On the flute.
I've
You ever played a flute?
Yeah. Nobody bangs the flute.
Your finger goes.
Yeah.
But this is bang.
It's a bang.
So you do. You hear that? You hear that? You don't hear anything.
When you're macking your kid, how do you do it?
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry,
Depends how expensive you feel it is.
When you mock your kid. It always goes back to mocking the kid.
right.
Not according to a Volvo.
Yeah. What? I told you about revolt? I had to buy the sefer for that one paragraph. Nachum, what was revolt say about hitting the children? Should only hit them when they make a noise at night, when they disturb the mother.
Mashma, the person who wrote this is not very musical. Mashma. They say that. It's not a musical way of saying it. Menagin, you should say menagin. Not compared to other instruments, they go like this, or you go like this. It's a makkah. It looks like you're hitting. Really? That's it.
He says it's good too.
Eli, can I say that it's very interesting that Gemara uses the lashon of market?
Yeah.
Because in guitar,
Yeah.
when you have da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that's what we're talking about in the Mishnah.
Yeah.
The
This is Judah David, the famous guitarist who put out
Rokia.
Rakia,
The Jewish rock
It's
scene.
called a hammer-on in guitar because when you go down, you're
hammer
hammering
on. You're mocking it.
Are you mocking him?
2,000 years later, you see? You're sitting and arguing.
That's
it's called
a
the
good-
hammer on.
That's
Beautiful.
with a guitar, not with a flute.
So, but
I'm gonna flute over here.
the musik comes. The musik is there. The musik is there. The concept is there. It's very good. Okay, beautiful. Shkoyach. Thanks for the rescue. I'm sitting here listening to this guy hot for 2 minutes. That it's not makkah. They're not. He even
I'm
said
just
they're not
saying the
musical. He
lashon-
used that look.
It could be, as it could be. It was a theory.
It proves
Then now I like his theory better. Hammer on. Beautiful. Okay. Judah, you need to sit closer. Save me a little. Yeah, if you're lucky. You know they say. I think Churchill said it. The speech that he prepared in 5 minutes takes an hour and a half. The speech that he prepared for an hour and a half takes him 5 minutes. That's it. Shmoina Aser Yomim Shayochid Goyim Sahalel Shmoina Yemei Echad. The 8 days is Sukkot. Ushmoina Yemei Chanukah. Rabbi Isai, what's the difference between Rabbi Yochanan and our Mishnah? We just said it. We just skipped it. Shmoina Yemei Chanukah doesn't appear in our Mishnah. Why? Says Rashi, because there's no Korbanos in Chanukah. There's no Levim. But we say Halal. And the Gemara is going to explain why. But the Mishnah is talking about Levim. The Yom Tov Arachin shel Pesach, the Yom Tov shel Atzeres, uba Goyla, and he adds in Chutz La'aretz Esrim ve'echad. You add 3 more days. Why? Tisha Meichad, because you have Shmini Atzeres on Sukkos. Ushmoini Yemei Chanukah. You have the extra day of Chanukah in Chutz La'aretz. Ushnei. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody. Okay, good. Ushnei Yom Tov shel Pesach. You guys just let me.
Hanukkah
Yeah.
is not in the Mishnah
Yeah.
because Rabbi Yehuda Hamnossi had an argument with the Hashmoneans.
And.
He didn't.
That's a lot worse than what I said about music, okay?
It was he did not accept
me tell
Hanukkah
you
as
something.
a divine
It's a
thing.
lot worse.
They thought that the Hashmonean dynasty preserved.
Yeah, but we don't agree with that. No, nobody argues on Hanukkah. We're just not mentioning the Mishnah.
Rabbi Yehuda Hamnossi argued with Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not why it's. Are you saying Rebbe?
That's why there's no Gemara of no Mishnah
Mishnah
of
with Mishnah's
Hanukkah, but there's
Wow.
Purim of Hanukkah. There's Megillah and no Hanukkah.
Ushna Yom Tov Shel Pesach. In Chutz La'aretz there is an extra day of Pesach. Ushna Yom Tov Shel Atzeres an extra day of Shavuos.
What's bothering you?
No, nothing. I'm just explaining why there's 3 extra. There's 21. I'm sorry. There's 3 extra days of Halal. There's 21 instead of 18. There's 3. You have the extra day in Pesach, extra day in Sukkot, and extra day in Shavuos. Now the Gemara wants to know how come we have Halal on these days. Here's the answer. On Sukkot, it starts off with 13 parim, and it goes down every day by 1. So every day is a new yontif, so to speak. The Pesach in Chalukim b'korban Yisayim. So everybody mentioned here the famous Medrash. When asked, how come you don't say Hallel on the other days of Pesach? Everybody said because it's an amazing concept. That Al Tismach b'falei vecha al Tismach. When your enemy, I can't even imagine. It's like Lahavdil, not Lahavdil, but the Nazis. The Americans come in and destroy the Nazis. You're not allowed to sit and say Shira. Seems like
there's a machlekes in the psukim between follow vech and dismach and but
this is a medrash.
So the place can say is only if it's your business enemy or your yid.
Yeah, but no. But here you're talking about the Mitzrim. Mishabed them for 210. Mishugana shibudim. Mamish destroyed them. You see them drowning. You're not allowed to say Shira. Maybe. Let's talking about humans.
We could say Shira.
Only the angels. You say Shira every day for the mitzvah.
So how come we don't say Hallel?
It's a continuation of that thing.
Akoponim, they say pshat. How come the Gemara doesn't bring this? The Gemara says because it's not yontif. So they say that the question was, how come we don't say Hallel because of yontif? And on that we say it's not yontif every day of Pesach. So it's not a new yontif because it's the exact same carbon. It's not a new yontif. The Medrash was saying, how come we don't say Shira? How come we don't say Hallel? Because of Kriyas Yamsuf on the last day of Pesach.
It's a nest.
For the nest, not because of Yontif. On that we don't say. So that's how they explain it. Zog the Gemara.
Nice pshat about Ma'asiyat Bayom.
Yeah.
That the Malachim wanted to kill the Mitzrayim with Shira. And Hashem said, Ma'asiyat Bayom, that these people killed the Yid in the Mitzrayim in the ocean, in the water, and you want to kill them in such a beautiful way? You can't.
Shabbos the Chaluga b'Korbanisei Leima. How come we don't say Hallel on Shabbos? Lo Yikra Moed. Shabbos is not considered a Moed. Eile Moed Hashem. Asher Tekruisam. Yontif is Moed, not Shabbos. Rosh Chodesh Yikra Moed Leima. How come we don't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh? We say Hallel, but not a Hallel Sholem. In other words, Tosis says over here, you don't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh. Other Rishonim say you do say Hallel, but the point is, even according to those Rishonim, you say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh, it's only a minhag. It's a minhag, and it's not a chiyuv. We're talking about when an individual is mechuyev to say Hallel. So how come we don't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh? Le'igdash b'asiyas melacha. That's what I just finished saying. You were reading over there. How come we don't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh? Because it's not a chiyuv to say; it's a minhag to say.
Hanukkah is also not English for Malacha.
Oh, so we're going to get there. So it's not English Basis Melacha. You don't stop doing Melacha. You don't give it an extra Kedusha. The Chsiv in the Pasuk says, Hashir, you're going to say a shir. You're going to say Hallel. Yeh lochem in the future by the Geula. Kelei liskadesh chag. We're going to say Hallel when we have a Geula like we say on the night of Pesach. Laila mekudesh lechag ton shira. A night like Pesach that you can't do malacha, that's when you say shira. Hashem mekudesh lechag and ton shira, and that's why you don't say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh because you're allowed to do malacha. Rosh Hashanah v'Yom Kippurim digru moed.
Is that the basis of saying Hallel on Pesach Eve?
Oh, Pesach evening is a big one, and it comes up soon. Also, not mefurish, but yes. According to the Vilna Gaon, I think that's one of the things that the Chassidim and the Vilna Gaon agree on. You say Hallel on the night of Pesach. That saying the Agada. That's when they said it. Dikru. So how come we don't say Hallel on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur? It has all the elements. Dikru Moed, V'Yigdash B'Asiyas Melacha. It's called a Moed, and you're not allowed to do Melacha. Lema, you just say. Mishum de Rebavo, Dom Rebavo. Or Rebavo Hashem Zechanei Kodesh Baruch Hu. Rebbeinu Shel Olam. B'Rimayin Yisrael Olim Shir Lefanecha B'Rosh Hashanah V'Yom Kippurim. Omer Lahen, Efsham Melech Yoshev Al Kisei Adim. V'Sifrei Chaim V'Sifrei Meisim Psuchim Lefanov. I was just medayik when I was reading this. I thought it was a cute deal because it says Efsham Melech Yoshev. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is talking, and he's talking in third person. He's saying, "Is it possible the king, meaning myself?" But he's talking in third person. Efsham Melech Yoshev Al Kisei Adim. V'Sifrei Chaim V'Sifrei Meisim Psuchim Lefanov in front of him. V'Yisrael Olim Shira Lefanai. All of a sudden it becomes. Why? Because when you say Shira, then we have a relationship. The Fonai. Oh. Frag the Gemara about Chanukah. What do you do with Chanukah? D'loi hachi v'loi hachi. Chanukah doesn't have Isur Melacha. It's not a mayit. There's no carbon. Sorry, there's no carbon. There's no mayit. V'ka'amar. Mishum Nisa. That's different. We're not saying it for the Yontav. We're saying it for the Nes Shabbat.
Said on Pesach also.
No, the Nes happened on the first day. When was the Nes? In Chanukah, there's every day a Nes. Every day it lit more and more. Every day was a Nes. Purim Deke Nisa Leimo. So now we're going to start a small sugi of Purim. What's the story with Purim? How come there's no Hallel on Purim? We have Hallel every day of Chanukah and not on Purim. Or Rabbi Yitzchak the Klishi Eino Mishiro Al Neisha B'Chutz La'aretz comes Rabbi Yitzchak and says a bam chiddush that we don't say Hallel on something that happened, a Nes that happened in Chutz La'aretz. They want a taina that in Chutz La'aretz it wasn't HaKadosh Baruch Hu that does it. It's the Malachim that do the Nes. In Eretz Yisrael it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. So you're not saying Shira for the messenger. You're going to say Shira to the Malachim. It doesn't. That we don't do. Maskil Rav Nachman by Yitzchak. V'arei Yitzias Mitzrayim the Neisha B'Chutz La'aretz Hu V'amin Hallel. How are you going to answer Yitzias Mitzrayim? What? Oh, you mean according to that? Very good. You don't have the answer of Eretz Yisrael, but it's a blanket statement. There shouldn't be anything. But you're right. According to the depth of it, it's a good kasha.
Obviously, that's not depth.
So over here they say that we're talking about the Hallel of night. Because all of a sudden, Yitzias Mitzrayim we say Hallel for, we're saying Hallel for Yom Tov. So what do you mean the Nes? The Nes is the night one. So now this is the answer. Yitzias Mitzrayim was before Klal Yisrael went into Eretz Yisrael. So before you go into Eretz Yisrael, you could say Hallel on a Nes that happened in Chutz La'aretz. But afterwards not. And Memela Purim happened afterwards.
Why didn't they just say it by Purim? There was no Nes Nikla.
Well, we're gonna touch upon what you're saying. Morid the Gezach. Rav Nachman Omar Kriyasa Zu Halela. I'm gonna elaborate on what you just said. Mendy, Kedai Lakshiv, it's beautiful. Mama's right now. Mama's beautiful.
Don't go.
Rav Nachman says, you hear? Yoni also, for you, don't leave yet. Right now. Kriyasa Zu Halela, Rav Nachman says that the Kriya of the Megillah is considered Hallel. So the Meiri says that if you don't have a Megillah, you're stuck in a place you don't have a Megillah, you should say Hallel. And the Shulchan Aruch doesn't bring it. The Shulchan Aruch says no. You don't say Hallel instead of you don't have a Megillah. You don't have a Megillah. Rav Hutner, very good. So Rav Hutner says beautiful. He says, and this is what Chaim was touching upon. He says there's two nisim. There's a Nes Nigla and a Nes Nister. And Purim was a Nes Nister. So Memela, Megillah is a Hallel Ba'astara. It doesn't say, you don't say, but you're saying the story, and through that is a Hallel. So if you don't have that, so on Purim, you're supposed to say a Hallel Shebenister. If you don't have that, you can't say a Hallel Shebenigla. It doesn't work. If they're identical, you could replace one for the other. But Megillah Ba'atzma, how come you don't say Hallel Purim? You say Megillah instead. What's Pshat Megillah instead? Because it fits into the Yontif of Purim. That's why the Shulchan Aruch doesn't bring it down. It's beautiful. Very good. You remember that, huh? You did your Kramer in what Maimer?
I think it's Lamed Aleph and Purim. And it's
Moirdik. Zok the Gemara, Rav Nachman. What?
It's the only one I understood.
I learned the Chaim Berlin. We had to come Matzah Shabbos and listen to Pachadis from Baron Schefter. It was like no matter what, there's no going out on Matzah Shabbos. You had to come to and if you didn't, you knew you weren't there, you would get it. Rav Nachman Omar, Kriyasa Zu Halelo. Rav Omar, another pshat. How come we don't say Hallel on Purim? Mishnah Mahasam, Halu Avdi Hashem, V'lo Avdi Parak. We thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for not bringing the slaves of Parak. But how are you going to say Halu Avdi Hashem, V'lo Avdi Achashverosh, Shakati Avdi Achashverosh? Klal Yisrael was still Meshubat Achashverosh. Yes, they were saved from death, but they still were the Avodim of Achashverosh. Well, Rav Nachman Omar Kriyasa Zu Halelo. According to Rav Nachman, it says that Kriyas HaMegillah is Hallel. How does he explain it? Why should we say Hallel? Why are we saying Hallel once Klal Yisrael went into Eretz Yisrael? Once you go into Eretz Yisrael, there's no Hallel in Chutz La'aretz in Persia. So what are we saying Hallel of Megillah? Kivin shegolu chazru le'teir narishoin. So here's a new shot. Once Klal Yisrael left there, when they went in, you can't say Hallel. But they left Eretz Yisrael. They had Golus. So now it starts all over again. Now, once they left Eretz Yisrael, now you can say the other pshat that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is now Mishgiach himself. He takes care of Klal Yisrael himself. Before, when they were in Eretz Yisrael, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was in Eretz Yisrael, Malach and Chutzlash. Now he goes, Imo Yonachi B'tzara. He travels with Klal Yisrael.
What nigga is this?
Yeshua, could you tell that guy maybe what?
He's just got to go from Makolet.
What nigga did they sing now?
Yeshua's not here.
No, what is it? Reb Shmuel Brazil's from Shayoshev?
So if we're learning that the Kriyas Megillah is the same sort of thing as the Hallel.
So you think they're saying it in the niggin of the Megillah?
So the Megillah went according to the niggin of the Tamim on the Psukim.
But
Hallel has also got nigginas in Tehillim. It's got actually they sang those naginas in the same way as we say that.
The niggin you're talking about the taimim in Hallel.
The taimim in Hallel.
I would like to think it was even like a cool niggin, like a cow.
Shlomo says that it was the nusach of Yom.
That was the niggin in Beis Hamikdash? Who says this? Really?
Right now,
I don't know.
That the only niggin we have left over from Beis Hamikdash was the nusach of Yom.
Wow.
What is also with David
Lo yehoya and mefurish Reb Shlomo. Lo yehoya maki ba'av shel nechoshes. Pasa b'cholu m'sayim ba'abo. So how come the Mishnah says chol and then goes to abo, v'omar apapa, hainu chol, hainu abo? They're one of the same instruments. V'amai korele cholil, the chali kole has a beautiful, sweet sound. Toner rabbanon. Now the Gemara is going to go into all these things that we try to fix, and it wasn't a good idea to fix. Abba vayu b'mikdash. They had a cholil in the Beis Hamikdash from the times of Moshe Rabbeinu. Cholak haya, it was smooth. Dak haya was thin. Shalkana haya was a reed. And the Shita Mekubetza sticks in here and inserts the words V'koilei Arev. It had a beautiful sound.
You have a picture?
Tziva HaMelech V'tzipo was up. I'm not kidding. If I had time, I ran out of time because I went to Simcha last night. It messed me up. But I was actually thinking of doing the first instead of a visual share, an audio share. I had this machshava. I spoke to Gershon about it. I didn't have time. It was like going to have a cholil, a tkiya, just something different.
Even today, a top quality flute.
Eli, it's an excuse to the guy.
Yeah? Really? Read?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know. So some sort of king in one of the generations decided he's going to better it. He's going to make it out of Zav. He's going to cover it in Zav. It ruined the sound of the reed. They removed the gold, and in Memela it went back to where it was. Tziltzul, they had cymbals. The one, you go, bang them together and it makes a sound. It was made out of copper, and it was damaged. Amazing. They had to ship people in from Mitzrayim, they wanted to bring the best of the best to fix it. But the Lamais at the end of the day, after the fix, it ruined the sound. Not here, the one picture for today from the old printer. This is a Machteshes. Machtesh, a mortar, pestle, mortar.
Pestle. No. Silent T. Pestle and mortar.
I made that mistake once.
Silent T.
I got killed. I didn't learn my lesson. Yeah, I made it here in the
Pestle, for sure.
Yeah, anyways, so it's two kalim really. It's the pestle, the mortar, and the pestle. Which one is what? This is the mortar is the
thing that hugs.
He says that, you say that. I think it's this, the mortar.
Yeah.
Okay. Machtesh is Oiba Migdash and the Choshes Oisa. Moshe Oisa. It was from the time of Moshe Rabbeinu Oisa Mivatemis is Epsomim. We say, Oimer Hadek Hadek, Dok Hadek Hadek, that the koiloi orev, it makes the psalm better. So this, since it was made out of nechoshes, it wasn't made out of stone.
Ground.
What?
It means the more it was ground. The
As he's grinding, the nechoshes had a certain
a
ring to it, and that ring made the psalmim a better quality.
It meant that if it was making noise, it means it was hitting the bottom. It means it grounded it very fine. Otherwise, it's a lot of the sound.
He says that the voice of it was good sound, and it made it better when he did it.
He said in culture
He
it was the beat.
He doesn't say it.
No, so you can hit the rock, you can hit the bottom of a stone and have the same outcome.
He says the
This is
kol
sound of
hakol
nechoshes.
helps to make the sound.
The vibration.
That's what he says.
It's just a really...
This bagmo, the kids it got damaged.
It's like shifting.
It says, I forgot where it says. It says like in Yerushalmi somewhere, some Rashi, that in this pagma it got damaged, that it literally had a hole in it, but it didn't ruin. You could still use it. And they fixed it. According to you, no, this line doesn't make sense either. Why did it not mefatem? You hit the bottom, you heard it. The answer is it didn't make that ring, the nice ring. Not those tikuna, they undid the fix.
Why did they get fixed in the first? So it doesn't
They didn't know. They thought they're fixing it. They thought they needed to fix it.
So it was a broken cage, and they're using a broken cage to do the stuff.
The question that you're asking is even better, and whatever. I don't know if we have time right now. That how could you fix a clean Beis Hamikdash? You can't fix a clean Beis Hamikdash. There's a number of answers that there's no replacement to something from Moshe Rabbeinu, so you can fix it. Or this wasn't a klisharis. This is just another claim from the.
Some answer it was broken externally, not the actual KD, and they tried to fix that.
That you could fix, okay. Because in Anis B'Mokem Mashiris, you don't fix a kli that breaks. Says the Gemara, Elu Shnei Kelim, because these are two, right? You have the mortar and the pestle. Shnei Kelim Nishtayr B'Mikdash Rishon V'Nispagmu V'Lahoylam Arucha. There's no way to fix them. V'Aleim Amar David Nechoshes Memoira. It was very thin. It was flexible. Nechoshes Memoira. It was very shiny. V'Aleim U'Omer U'Klei Nechoshes Mutzov Shnayim Chamudos Mizav was better than gold. Rabbi Shmuel. What's Pshat Chad Omar? Cholecha V'Echad Shok Kishnayim Shalzav. Each one of these pieces was worth its weight double than. It's very rare that you have copper that's worth more than gold. Let's not exaggerate. The two of them together were worth like gold, but still huge. Or even less. They were worth 50% of gold. It's not shnayim, it's shniyim. There's two of these mortars and two tziltzels, Rashi says. He goes back to tziltzel somehow, he figured out. Shenemar shnayim, atiku shnayim, elo shniyim. That you need a reserve. You make two of each, two mortars in case the mortar breaks. You pull one out of the closet. There was a little waterfall, Shiluach, next to Yerushalayim. It had the flow coming out was the size of an Isser. Tziva HaMelech, one of the kings, he tried to make it a larger flow, more flow. It actually made it worse. It made it less. So they went back to the original size. Don't try to be smarter than Hakadosh Baruch Hu. It's a certain size. There's a reason. So the Maharsha just says quickly. I'll say it over. He says that what's the significance of the story? He says that the Gemara is saying that they would. It says in Krisos that they would anoint the king next to the Shiluach. So this particular king thought that he would double his mazel, so to speak. If he had double the flow, he would have double the mazel. And Hakadosh Baruch Hu showed him, don't be such a balgaiva. If you try to double, you're going to get nothing. Just stay where you are. Says the Gemara, V'chein hoyer Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, Har davlim lo hoyer b'mikdash. Mayar davlim Omer Abayo Tavlo Gurgdana. So this is a bell. A bell is no good. It's too loud. It's a nice. Maybe it's a nice ring, but it ruins the rest of the band. We could go weiter if we want, but it's fine. Tomorrow's Thursday. Rabbi Shulman, don't go anywhere.